going on? Let's get my chats pulled out. Kara, Kev, Jordan, Christina, what's going on? Snow in central New Jersey. It should be snowing over you right now. Look out your window. Jordan, where are you? It says you're only getting 2 inches. Yeah, I mean, the storm really wimped out for the Mid-Atlantic. Dropped some good snow into Virginia. Some people are still getting some good snow. But PA and New Jersey, it's kind of wimping out. But remember, I did talk about what's going on, Charles Marie? What's going on? I did talk about yesterday. Remember, guys? We looked at the HRRR yesterday, and the HRRR said that Philadelphia and New Jersey were going to get no snow from the system. I can tell you right now, I live north of Philly, and we already have 2 inches on the ground. So it was very wrong. Remember that? The HRRR said we were going to get no snow yesterday, guys. And I said, absolutely not. Look at the HRRR from yesterday. I don't understand. I don't understand what the HRRR was doing yesterday. Look at the HRRR from yesterday. Was it the 00Z that said it? This is supposed to be our best short-range model, so I just don't understand what's going on. I mean, yeah, it said a total of 1 inch where I am, and we're already at 2. And it's snowing outside. The HRRR's just been bad. The HRRR's just been bad lately. I don't... GFS and the GFS was a better short-range model than the HRRR on this one. I know you guys have probably seen the hype, the hype of the latest GFS. This is an 18Z, so don't freak out too much. I will tell you that the National Weather Service has highlighted this area for a potential slight risk for heavy snow between the 19th and the 25th. That whole area. Look at the GFS out here. Look at the GFS. Look how far south this snow gets. Look at this. That's Atlanta, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Portions of Alabama. Maybe some into Texas, Louisiana. We'll see. It's at 18Z. The Weather Service is highlighting a big portion of this region, though. Something like this. Actually, it's even farther south. It's something like this for a slight risk for heavy snow. So, interesting. Interesting. I haven't seen the Canadian, what the Canadian thinks during that time frame. Wow, the Canadian sees it too. Very, pretty. That snow's getting pretty far south. It's getting into northern Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi on here as well, into portions of the Carolinas on here as well, and then turning into a big nor'easter on the Canadian. So, interesting look for sure. Don't think. Yeah, look at our icon. Our icon sees it too. Talk about model consensus. We have all 4 global models seeing it. This is the end of our icon run, but you can see the digging trough. This has a digging as well. Interesting. I've talked about it a lot, but I did think because of our setup we'd have a chance for another southern snowstorm. This may be our chance. We may have another chance after it too. I mean, just because of how crazy our winter setup is. Again, we're going to have an extended winter with the split of the polar vortex that we're experiencing right now. Negative NAO. Ridge, warm air building up in Canada, up in Canada, squeezing that cold air down. So, all right, I'm gonna go over some things, and I'm gonna take questions. I just started streaming, guys, so give me 1 second. But we're gonna go over everything, and then I'm gonna start taking questions. That would be between the 19th and 21st February next week. So, the blue is snow. So I'll just for fun, guys, just because the Weather Service has highlighted this area. That this could potentially happen. I'll show you what the latest GFS is showing, but let me take a sip of this and then let's get into it. This is kind of what these models are starting to entertain with Snowfall. We'll see. Some getting pretty far south, obviously. We'll see. You know, Canadian, bringing that pretty far south. Icon, end of the run. Beginning to dig snow south. This is the end of the run, right here as it's moving out. Does our CFS see the same thing around the same time frame? Let's see here. There's the push for it there in the Carolinas right here. So interesting. Euro 18Z. Well, we got to go to the 12Z of the Euro. And let's go total Kuchera. 1 second, guys. My pivotal weather is taking a second to load. Bear with me. I'm going to take questions in a second. Kyle, what's going on? If you think your final hope for Long Island is the 19th or 20th, Kyle, you haven't been paying attention. You'll have some other chances probably. The 19th and 20th is a really great chance for Long Island, though. Yeah, and here's our Euro, too, our latest Euro. So all these models are bringing snow pretty far south, and I want to show you what's going on here with our ensembles, especially our Euro ensemble. That's our important snow ensemble. Probability of wind, probability of seeing an inch or more of snow. Look at that. Look where we're back at, guys. Almost kind of. We're getting down there to where it was in January. So anyone in these colors, the Euro ensembles have a model that puts snow into your area in the next 10 to 14 days. Pretty far south, back into Texas, back into northern Louisiana, into portions of the Carolinas, obviously Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. So this is definitely a sudden push south. We have a couple troughs that are gonna dig, bringing that freezing line close to the Gulf again, bringing potentially feels like temperatures even as far south as Tampa into the high 30s or into the mid 30s, low 40s in Miami potentially. We'll go over that in a second. But if you just want to see what that looks like, I mean, look at we can look at our upper air. Let's go to our surface temperature anomalies. Here's what we're looking at moving forward. The purples are very, very cold. The green and purples are much colder than what the air should be. Big push of cold air right here. This is out towards the 17th, 18th, 19th. Now look at this. This right here is when we see a chance. Now the ensembles don't do good far out because they just start to average out. But this is when you see this is very, very, very far south cold air. This is when you can, you see the freezing air wanting to kind of flirt with the Gulf of Mexico. This is what led to the Louisiana, this is what led to the, 9 inches of snow in the Gulf, record breaking earlier in the season. If this type of event were to happen in January, that's when you can have it. Now, this is happening in late February, so I don't think we're going to end up with snow in the Gulf again, guys. I just don't think that's realistic. Could you, with this type of setup, though, get snow a little bit farther south into some of these states, maybe up here? Maybe central, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, maybe back into Charlotte. This is possible. Easily possible to get it up here. I don't think you're going to see it down here. You really need that to be in January through the first week of February, because that's when it's the coldest time of the year, and that really helps with the cold air down here. We have seen, the 93 snowstorm brought snow into Louisiana here, and that was March 13th. So it's not impossible, but yeah, so this is pretty cold. Now, if I want to show you what our actual deterministic model does around this time frame. Look at this. So let me actually get into the 12Z so I can show you guys. Look at this. This is quite the Arctic blast, as we say. You've got 1, 2, 3. Talk about a negative NAO. 4. Now, at the end of this run right here, this is when we see Miami getting down to wind chills potentially in the high 20s. That's a little bit far-fetched. I'm going to need to wait to confirm that. Confirm or deny if that could happen. But that would be impressive. Late February, seeing Miami get wind chills down into the high 20s. That would be impressive. That would be freezing air into Orlando almost. So, actual temperature-wise. So, we'll watch that. A lot of people wonder what's going on with our polar vortex. Don't worry, you guys know I'm coming to chat in a second. I'm going to answer your questions. Let me just go over a little bit more of this. What's going on with our polar vortex? Well, here it is right now. Let's just move forward. We just moved forward. Let's see, 20 hours. That's what the Euro thinks our polar vortex is going to look like in 20 hours at the 50 millibar height. So we can get 10 millibar height. It's a little different. There's different layers to the stratosphere. The 10 millibar height wants to hold this thing, you know, but this is a split. This is a split. You got two vortices. What is it doing at the end of the run here? This is wacko. This is all wacko. Look at this. Yeah, that's the split tomorrow. So, and then it's going to expand and it's going to hold down here. And again, when you see this happen, you don't immediately see this, the cold air that this stratospheric polar vortex is bringing. It's kind of a lagging event. That's why the cold air, I think, that we're seeing the 19th and 20th isn't completely associated with this split yet. I think that's going to happen in March. I think you're going to see this even a little bit later on. Interesting that they have this warming event up here and not any cool air down here. So that's something else to watch. Okay, you know what? We got a lot going on. I'm going to get the chat. Last thing I'll show you, again, here's the latest on Euro snow. For anyone who's wondering, I haven't got snow yet. Is winter slowing down? Sometimes winter slows down as we get into late February into March. Does this look like winter slowing down to you? I just want to ask chat in general. This is just crazy to continuously see. So, you can see what our GFS is just. I mean, putting 70 inches of snow up and down in inner New England. GFS is giving love to everyone. This is our CPC outlook, Climate Prediction Center outlook through February 21st. Well below average temperatures out here. Wonder what it's going to look like out even further. Look at that. Look at East Coast. Well below average temperatures. Your winter is, I've been telling you this, in January. This first or second week of January, I said I thought we'd warm up for a week or two in February and then we'd get freezing again. Boom. Beautiful. Listen, I've never had such accurate outlooks in my entire life. 100% some of it was luck. I mean, I saw things that made me think this, but never been so accurate in my life. Let's just keep it going as long as we can, guys. I think we're gonna have a tiny little warm up as we get into the last week of February, into the first couple days of March, and then it's gonna get cold again. Okay, there it is. Lock it in. All right, chat, and here is your next snowstorm most updated totals. Let's get into the Ohio Valley. Let's look at some what is probably going to be more accurate totals. Kuchera model. Whoa, look at that. Holy crap. It comes through and then there's something right after it. I mean, this is what you could realistically look like in 5 days in the Ohio Valley. Pretty crazy, huh, guys? Over a foot for everyone. Omaha, Green Bay, Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Detroit, Chicago. Grand Rapids, not impossible, but if we focus on the short term, this first storm, this is kind of what the latest estimates are. Actually, that's wrong. There's the 18Z. This is what the latest estimates are, right here. So, Chicago 4 to 7, Green Bay down to Milwaukee, kind of like a 5 to 7, Madison 5 to 7, Iowa maybe 6 to 8, Omaha, Nebraska maybe 7 and 9. Kansas City's looking more like a 3 to 4. Could get 5 though. I wouldn't be shocked. St. Louis is really looking like it's left out, and Detroit maybe a 3 to 4. So all right, chat, what's cracking? Did Phil see a shadow? Was that the groundhog's name? Oh, Phil. By the way, I need you to. O'Reilly's gonna request you to create an image for him for his new TikTok. Guys, my little brother started a TikTok. It's called Icy Plays HQ. He has 1 follower. I want him to log in and be surprised. It's just a couple of you go follow him. ICY Plays. ICY. Icy Plays. ICY Plays HQ. just go follow him. But yeah, Phil, he needs an image for that, but he'll contact you. I told him he has to pay you. You were right, it's snowing. Yes, I was right. Nice, Marie. I tried to tell people at work last night. They thought I was crazy and it was too far out. Thank you for keeping us informed. Nice. Let's go. Let's go, Marie. Boston going to get anything from the Saturday storm. And Phil, by the way, he's already started creating. So now we're going to have my little brother content creating, my older brother content creating, and me. My older brother does like pop culture. I do weather. My little brother does sports. I said we're just gonna start our own. We're just gonna start our own media network. 20 miles west of Philly, snow totals for today or tonight. 20 miles west of Philly, man. It's already happening. At this point, half of your snow is already or more has already fallen. So it's more like I'm more asking you, what's the totals outside? I mean, we can look at the storm right now. We can look at the storm that's falling through. Here it is. We've got a good piece of energy right here. So this is going to be moving up towards Trenton, Lower Bucks. That's some decent snowfall there. We can see the heaviest stuff is still down here. This is a pretty heavy sector through here. I think this might be some mixing down here. So I'm not sure if this is falling. If this is falling as snow, these are crazy snow totals down there. But I think that's some mixing. Let me pull up Radar Omega. Let me pull up Radar Omega so you guys can see this. This is what's going on with this. So, yeah, Dover's getting some pretty good snowfall right now. West of Philly, your snow... We'll see some of this enhance throughout the night. So you could get another inch or two west of Philly potentially. Some of this is going into New York City, a little bit, tiny bit. Long Island's getting some as well. Our snowstorm is getting ready to crank up for tomorrow. You can already see it out here over the plains. This is going to start to tilt up and get much stronger. All right, let's get out of here. All right. One second, guys. Sorry, I'll try to speed answer people's questions. By the way, this Saturday severe weather event could be. We could see a. I had to close out of this. We could see a major tornado outbreak Saturday. Yeah. Reed Timmer was supposed to be at a summit, and he's not going to be there, and because he's like, there's no way I'm not chasing this thing. So, heard February 20th, East Coast major storm similar to. Yeah, it's possible. Yes, Heidi, that's possible. Yeah, there's agreement on all the models. We just don't know exactly the exact pathing it's going to take yet. The National Weather Service put out a winter weather watch for that. What? Where did they put that out? Was it on the Climate Prediction Center? You can see the latest updated totals here, what they're expecting. Now, yeah, this is the 11th. Yeah, there's the latest updated totals over here, what they're expecting for you guys in New Jersey and everywhere here. Maybe it was the CPC. Maybe it was the Climate Prediction Center for snowfall moving forward. One second, guys. Whatever. What's the updated predicted amount for? I have no idea where that is. Am I gonna have to look it up? Saginaw, Michigan, tomorrow, Thursday. I mean, I'll show the totals for the whole state. I was just showing them. There you go. So, yeah, I mean, most of the state is going to see somewhere, wants to see somewhere between 6 to 8 inches. Southern and southeastern, you could see somewhere closer to 3 to 4. Although this is going to be mixing. This may end up being more like a 2 to 3 scenario down in southern Michigan because of that mixing. I don't think it's accounting for that. Coming down a little heavy. Yeah, we got a little. We've got quite a while longer with snow in the Mid Atlantic. This thing isn't moving out quite yet. You think the storm moved a little north than forecasted tonight in Long Island? Yeah, I told you guys it was trending north. We just saw that. We just saw that right here. The HRRR had your no snow line basically here. And I said, absolutely not. It's wrong. There's going to be snow up here. And of course there was going to be, because it was an outlier model. The storm was trending north. And we talked about it yesterday on stream too, if you guys remember, that we could see an overperformance slightly to the north. So I'm interested to see what DC and Baltimore are going to end up with, but we talked about how we could see a slight overperformance that right up there through the north. Right through here. So, which is kind of what's happening right now. I mean, if you were to be looking at the HRRR and the GFS. Update on the severe storms for Georgia tomorrow. Yeah, this is our latest from the Storm Prediction Center. So, this is the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. Georgia's not too bad. This is our Wednesday into Thursday outlook. It's our Wednesday into Thursday outlook. So Georgia's not really in it. But we get into day 2, and Georgia suddenly gets in. A decent portion of Georgia gets into that marginal, and some of Georgia there gets into the slight risk. So, but even if you're not in this really risk for tornadoes, flash flooding could be anywhere here, especially through Appalachia. We're really worried about this day 5 outlook here. This could end up being enhanced. I think it will end up being enhanced and could end up being a moderate. This is where we could see This could be what you literally would call a tornado outbreak. So long track, strong EF2 plus tornadoes. Very concerning look on this day. If you want to see what this looks like on the radar, I mean, it's a steep digging trough. So you've got warm air on both sides, almost like an omega. So here we go. Very, very steep digging trough. Strong temperature and pressure gradient here. Lots of wind shear, lots of instability. This could be a major tornado outbreak. And we were talking to Mezzo yesterday about it too. This is the type of squall line that could be associated with the derecho. So derecho is just a wall of wind. You could have 100-mile-per-hour sustained winds and without even being in a tornado. So not across the whole thing, but portions from extremely powerful downdrafts. How do you get extremely powerful downdrafts? Well, from extremely powerful updrafts, which happens out ahead of some of these frontal boundaries with this steep temperature pressure gradient like this, with the skinny digging trough like this especially. The energy's able to be focused a lot better. You can see that when we push to our upper air dynamics. Look at that. It's actually beautiful. I hate to say it, but not the word that people want to hear, but that. Look at that. That's like poetry. This right here. You are, I mean, sinking cold air, and you're just baking out ahead of it. Lift all along this boundary, guys. Oof. That thing is going to be strong. What is it showing? What is it showing snow-wise with this? It's showing a squall line with snow behind it, I think. Yeah. How's Cincy, Ohio looking for school? You tell me. I don't know. I appreciate the follows and the subs, guys. Thank you. You know, I'm looking to see when you could have an event that cancels school. This could be severe weather all the way as high up as Cincinnati. What are these soundings looking like? Yeah, nothing too bad up there. Too cold. Let's go to the 12Z. I mean, there's gonna be more snow events for Ohio. So if you want off of school, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. I saw something on your page about a polar vortex in March. Could you elaborate further on this? Well, there's always a polar vortex. A polar vortex is always around. Megan, Britt, Sourdough, Chris, Laddie, Christina, what's going on, guys? Maryland is getting lots of snow right now. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is. New Jersey was never supposed to get snow tomorrow night. I mean, I guess maybe if you're in northern Jersey, I guess. But New Jersey was never supposed to get snow tomorrow night. Maybe northern Jersey, a little bit of snow tomorrow night, but I don't think much. This is the snow. This is your totals that they're expecting. You guys, we can take a quick look over in Maryland. I did want to get into. Oh God, now I just got distracted. 1 second. So this is what the NWS thinks could still fall. Couple to a few inches, Baltimore to DC. You can see a big swath in here, 3 to 5 inches. Still. Just out to the west of Philly, up towards Trenton. This whole area could be another 2 inches. And then pushing up, but they're really increasing these totals for Long Island, 3.5 to 4. That would be an overperformance for sure. And then New York City potentially 1 or 2. I was showing you something here. I was showing you something here, and someone asked a question, and I forgot. And now I feel like an idiot. Crap. Minnesota. I like that. You got a couple chances for snow here. That doesn't look like it'd be much on, but a couple maybe Friday some snow moving through. You guys are gonna get back into that pattern, man. Minnesota's had good snowfall to its north, and then there's about to Twin Cities had some pretty good snowfall to its north, and now there's about to be good snow falling right to its south. Twin Cities are kind of in a crappy location this year. Philly's been in a crappy location. We've had way under performances. Baltimore and DC have been a little bit spoiled. They're going to hit their averages this year, at least. But yeah, I mean, moving forward, I'm trying to think about. We can look at our Euro ensemble and just look at the country real quick. I actually kind of like to look at this. So winter, let's go back into our panels. Probabilities, but let's do of seeing 6 inches or more over the next 2 weeks. So this is a map right here that's basically out through. This is out through 2 weeks, and everyone who's in any of these shaded areas. European ensembles see a chance of you guys seeing a half a foot of snow or more. Could be way more, could be just a half foot, but so, gap up here. Northern Plains saw some good snow recently. A lot of it stayed to the north, a little bit to the north. We did get some back into the Twin Cities. And we're going to have more down here. There was a gap that still underperformed, specifically Twin Cities. But you can see what's going on up here. So, obviously if we change this down to less, it's expecting more people to get snow, but we're gonna have an issue again up here with cold air up here in the Northern Plains, portions of the Midwest. It's gonna get real cold for you guys up there. You start developing kind of a cold core high, it's hard to develop any snow. When Jersey would see a foot plus of snow. I mean, Jersey is going to see a foot, more than a foot of snow for the season. But yeah, I mean, you can get that from one single snowstorm some years. I'm telling you, Jersey, Philly, I'm telling you guys, there's an interesting looking setup here as we move forward into March as well. There's plenty of opportunities here on the table for your classic nor'easter to happen. It's February 11th right now. A lot of the biggest nor'easters in history have been in mid-February to mid-March. So we haven't really even gotten into that time frame of when we typically see our biggest nor'easters. Do you think the system on the 16th, 17th, and 20th could give snow to Baltimore? 16th and 17th, I don't think so. Back end light snow. This thing would have to shift so far out east. It's within 100 hours almost time frame. The one after that could, though. That 19th to the 21st. The one after that could, yeah. That's the one that kind of, that's the one we're kind of all eyes on right now. This thing right here. Right now has it pulling offshore, but some other models have this thing just absolutely tearing through the south and then being a classic nor'easter. So, and you can see this could do the same thing. So, we'll see. Do you think northern Alabama to the east will maybe miss school due to the floods? Missing school due to floods is super rare, but you guys are going to be getting a ridiculous amount of rainfall. If we look at our quantitative precipitation, it's a lot in a very short period of time, and then some more right after it. I mean, look at this. Northeastern Alabama, 6 to 7 inches. It's crazy. It's a crazy amount of rainfall. So, yeah, I mean, anything's possible with that. What's going on, Amanda? Oh, wait, I'm able to see pinned comments now? I used to never be able to see pinned comments. Did TikTok Live Studio fix their chat? It's about time. It's about damn time. Pin as many things as you want, Amanda. Moving forward, I want to show you what some of these things are showing us, Amanda. For Florida specifically, temperature-wise. I know you thought you escaped winter, but there's some interesting looks out here. There's some interesting looks out here, especially this, 10 degrees below average weather moving in. Let's go into, here we go. Some very, very interesting looks here. Let's get to Tampa feels like 46. Tampa feels like 48. Was it the 12Z that went crazy, or was it the Euro? Maybe it was the Euro. We're gonna have some cold air returning to the south. We will. Yeah, the Euro likes those. Feels like to get back down to, wow, look at that. 32 degrees. It feels like 36 degrees all the way down into Miami. That's pushing a little bit deeper into February, but polar vortex split, ridging up in Canada and Alaska. It's possible we get freezing air back down to the Gulf. I think it's going to happen. Christina TFX, I appreciate you. No, it's probably more like a week and a half out. We'll see. We got a pretty big trough moving through here. So early next week, Monday, Tuesday, you have the potential to get pretty cold in Tampa. I don't think that's going to be your coldest, though. I think it's going to be going into that next weekend after that or the following week. You go to Florida March 3rd to the 7th? I can't see out that far accurately. What's going on, Shadow? What's the chances with this nor'easter? This seems like my final hope. Yeah, it's not your final hope. It's not your final hope. I don't know. I can't really give you any chances. We're talking about 180 plus hours out. So, I can tell you right now there's 5 global models and they all give a look of a nor'easter at the same time. So the signal is definitely there. We're probably going to have a system moving through. It all depends on the tracking and the amplification of the trough. Give me like 3 days and we'll have an accurate take on it, I think. Maybe 2 days. My weather app said 18 to 22 inches for next Thursday. Next Thursday? Yeah, I mean if that Euro were to come true, maybe. What's it look like tonight for Columbia, Missouri? Yeah, the snow's going to start cranking up. Woo! Where's Columbia, Missouri? Always got to look these places up. Oh, really? Just dead smack center of the state. It's like a short flight to anywhere in the U.S. from there. Yeah, let's take a look there real quick. Let's go down to South Central, I think. Let's take a little look-see. Actually, we just go straight into Missouri. States. We don't need that. Surface winter. Oh, man. Let's go to Euro. There we go. There we go. And Missouri. Here's our latest. Yeah, I want Kuchera. Here's our latest. Here's our latest Euro, which did pretty good on the storm we're having right now. So 3 to 5 is what the Euro likes for this region. 3 to 5 through here. The NAM actually did okay with the storm we're having right now. So let's look at the NAM. The NAM did do good with this one that we're having right now. And look, it's agreeing with the Euro, which the Euro did good too. So these models have been performing really well recently. Which is they were not performing well in the beginning of the season. At least the NAM wasn't, but it's been good. It's been good with this most recent snowstorm, and then it agrees with the Euro on this, which I like as well. Wind speeds, Nate. Wind speeds for when and where? Wait, wind speeds for where? Yeah, when and where? How much snow will Mass get tomorrow? I wasn't expecting Mass to get much, but we can go look. Maybe I missed something. Did I miss something? I don't think it's going to get any. Let's go over to our Euro. Our NAM might be tripping up there. Yeah, no, none. But hey, look what you might get over the weekend. You might get a little love over the weekend back up there in Mass. A little 3 to 4, we'll see. Possible. How much snow for Chicago tomorrow? 5 to 7 is looking likely. Could see an overperformance though. Could very well. The Euro likes the high end of that, likes the 7 inches. Why are places like Baltimore and DC overperforming this winter, while Northern Maryland has not? I mean, yeah, I mean that's just what happens sometimes. I mean, there's plenty of places up to the north of you who have been getting less snow than you guys down here. We've just had a zonal flow snowstorm. Both this snowstorm that's giving you guys decent snow and the snowstorm we had earlier in the season that gave you decent snow weren't even like good snowstorms. They were zonal flow snowstorms, so they just drag snow over your location for a long period of time. But they didn't do what a lot of snowstorms typically do and move up the coast, meaning you just got all this big snow down here, and up here people were just left with none. And this is the second time this is happening for DC and Baltimore. So you guys are really lucking out with the tracking of these. Oh, this weekend? I mean, you just want me to look at the wins for the United States this weekend? Some decent wins on Thursday, all up across the eastern seaboard. Look at upstate New York. Look at the mid-Atlantic portions of the Midwest and New England here. 30 to 50 mile per hour winds. I don't know if you guys could see that. Not bad for Wednesday and Thursday up there. Not bad. You know, originally we thought there was going to be a lot more wind through here, which is why I said that we had a chance for a blizzard. It pulled down. The low pressure weakened a little bit, or it's not going to be as strong as we expected. This is where things get crazy. This is where things get crazy, and this is why we're worried about Saturday. you see what's happening down here. I mean, widespread 40 to 50. Extremely strong. Low-level jet, mid-level jet, really pushing through. Appalachia could have an actual windstorm. You're seeing gusts here. We could see gusts here, hurricane force gusts through this region of Appalachia. So that's Saturday into Sunday, and then that moves up the coast as well. And then you see PA get in on this 50, 60, 70 mile per hour gusts up here later into the weekend. Yeah, that's going to be some crazy wind. I mean, look at the mid-Atlantic. We're seeing hurricane force gusts potentially some places up here, up in the mountains. Lower levels are going to have very strong gusts too, but not as strong. Yeah, Tina, snow North Carolina. I know. We'll go back. We'll go back over to. I'll show you the latest snow totals for this Wednesday, Thursday snowstorm through the Midwest in a second. Yeah, Tina. There's the 19th to the 21st. These models are all flirting with this snow back down in the south. You can see the Euro like snow into kind of Charlotte, Carolinas down here, and then the GFS does too, the Canadian does too, the Icon does too. All of our global models put snow potentially into northern, and I think I said in my video southern, and I meant to say northern. We were watching, I'm like, great, I can't say anything. By the way, guys, I've tried 4 times to post my video on TikTok in the 16:9 ratio, where then when you go to my video, you can hit rotate to make it full screen. I've tried it 4 different ways. I've watched a video, says do it exactly like this, follow it, doesn't work. Tried it a different way, do it. People, the other way doesn't work. Try it like this, it always works. Doesn't work. No matter what I do, my videos will literally not allow you to turn them sideways, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. And I know how technology works. I'm currently multi-streaming to YouTube and TikTok, and I'm like, I have pretty decent editing software and decent mic and camera, and I know how this stuff works. I literally can't. I can't figure it out. It's really annoying. Anyways, yeah. So these all of the models see snow potentially down into as far south as potentially Dallas, northern Louisiana, northern portions of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and then into the Carolinas. It's not in forecast range yet. It's still kind of that outlook range. So there's time for these types of looks to change. I'll show you what the GFS does. I mean, they all show it. I guess the best way to show you this would be to go like this. Compare model trend loops. So I can show you the same time frame in all of them, which would be right out here. Let's try this. So why is this just showing the GFS? Oh, because it's on 195. Okay, so here you got GFS, Canadian, Euro, but here, let me go back here. That's dumb. This would be huge snow here. Let's get into the 18Z, the GFS. Collecting thoughts. There's the GFS. Same thing almost as the Euro. Very similar. You can even see on the back end of the GFS, it brings snow into Atlanta, Georgia. So brings some snow back down here as well, a tiny bit. Pushing into our Canadian. Same thing. Same time frame. Here you go. Wants to bring snow pretty far to the south here. We'll see how far south it gets. At the end of the current icon that we have, it brings snow down to the south as well. If we were to look at the 12Z, here you go. The model doesn't go all the way out, but you can see this is the end of the model run. It's bringing snow same exact place. So all the models see it. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it does mean there's a strong signal for something like that happening. So I would watch the 19th to the 21st, and we'll see. We are these models can detect a very cold trough like that pretty far out. Is the energy there? Is the moisture there? Which it's over the Gulf. A lot of times it is. No more snow down south. I'm just the messenger. I can't control it. Is the Mid-Atlantic getting more snow? Yes. It is snowing right now, actually. Yes, guys, it's February 11th. There's going to be plenty more opportunities for snow. We're in extremely cold weather. We're in an extremely cold weather pattern right now. Especially with our polar vortex split, like our stratospheric polar vortex split. I can't say it enough, guys. That's gonna cause an extended winter. Julie, what's going on? I come home tomorrow. How will it be tomorrow, supper time? How was your trip, Julie? Yeah, Mid-Atlantic has plenty more chances here moving forward. Melissa, I appreciate you. So, nice. Tomorrow, supper time. Let's take a look at that. I hate to break it to you, but potentially some ice mixing in snow. I know you're not shocked. It's going to be quite the nice welcome home present. If we're looking at this, I might look at the NAM in NHRRR for this. This is snow and ice. This would be at around 7 p.m. tomorrow. So, yeah, let me go into NAM Kunis here. Let me see if I can see a better shot here. Let's get towards 00Z. There we go. So, yeah, this is thinking kind of the same thing. This would be kind of the same thing. A little bit messy up here. Sorry, Julie. I've seen how much do I think Missouri will get tomorrow? Yeah, we'll go back. We'll go pull back into there real quick. Here's the HTZ Euro. There's no reason not to take these totals. I wouldn't take them completely as gospel, but the Euro's been doing even better in short range models this year. Except for the NAM just did a really great job. The NAM just did a really great job, which I was shocked on. So, but you can see here, Missouri, St. Louis is going to be tough, but central to northern Missouri should get a good 3 to 7 inches, depending on how far north you go. Maybe 8 up in the northwest. NAM has been doing pretty good, so we'll give it a shot here. Here's our HRRR. This looks like a more believable one this time around. There's our NAM. What does Michigan get hit the hardest? That should be into Thursday. Heaviest snow right there. It'd really be Wednesday evening. But it should still be snowing into Thursday morning. My weather app for central New Jersey says not even an inch. Is that true? I can tell you right now that I am basically on the same exact latitude as central Jersey, but I'd be getting less snow. If you are actually in central Jersey, if you're telling that, like, if by central Jersey you're actually talking about central Jersey, which would be this portion right here, you should already have an inch on the ground outside. So I would go look outside because can confirm I live in this area and we have almost 2 inches on the ground already. What does snow look like for winter in Baltimore, Maryland? Again, with the pattern we have setting up, the Mid-Atlantic looks like it's probably going to get the Mid-Atlantic with the pattern we have setting up looks like it's going to get 2 to 3 more chances before it's all said and done in winter. Like a lot more. So, You know, hopefully one of those is a big system because I want some big snow. Central Jersey, you guys actually could get way more than an inch. You guys could end up with two to 3 or 4 if you overperform. The GFS shows Saturday and Sunday snowstorm with more snow for PA than other maps. Saturday, Sunday storm. It's not giving much snow into PA Saturday, Sunday. There has to be at least 1 or 2 inches outside already. Yeah, there is. I live there. There's I think just over 2 inches where I am, right around Central Jersey, and it's still snowing at a pretty good clip. So it's snowing over Central Jersey still. Let me actually look at the reflectivity real quick. Yeah, and the snow's moving to the north. Yeah. How much is Long Island gonna get? Long Island's super overperforming right now. Super overperforming. I think the NWS said thinks you guys could end up with 3 to 4. I don't know about that. I'd still say 2 to 3, but I don't know. You guys are overperforming right now. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the subs, guys. Thank you. 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 Well, Harrison. We're Harrisburg or Harrisonburg? I'm confused. There's a lot of Harrisonburgs and a lot of Harrisonburgs and a lot of Harrisburgs. So you would need to give me a state. Yeah, Trenton. I mean, Trenton's still expected to end up with 2 to 3. Detroit used to get a bunch of snow. Now barely any. You guys are in a little slump. It's normal. There's places that have had way worse snow droughts than Detroit. And you got a city to your west, Chicago, that's over the last decade has actually overperformed in snow, even though a lot of people don't realize that. They've been in like a year or two slump, but Chicago over the last 15 years has actually been doing really well. So there's portions of the Midwest that have been overperforming, some portions that have been underperforming. It'll fix itself. It always does. I mean, specifically when it comes to Detroit, you guys have some good chances here moving forward this year. You could still beat your average this year based on some of the stuff we have. You know, looking out here, just even on the Euro. I mean, the Euro still wants to put over a foot of snow over the next 5 days into Detroit at the end of the 5-day period. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, Chicago. Someone said Chicago tomorrow on Saturday. Like, if you were to combine the totals, because there's going to be a couple systems moving through there, you know, that this is kind of your 5-day. Euro gives you a shot at 9 to 11 inches. I think you might get more than that if we see this happen, though. Connecticut's not supposed to see much in the immediate future. End of this Euro run, this would be pushing into the weekend. Does want to give you guys potential for 3 to 4. Can you tell about Northwest Indiana? How much snow should I get? How much snow should you get when? This is your 5-day snow outlook right here. So if you're really in like up here, and it's given 4 to 9 through northern Indiana. Now, I don't know if all these models are going to agree on this. The GFS is handling some of these systems a little bit differently. You can see the GFS wants to absolutely hammer this area. Chicago, Detroit, northern Indiana, this whole area, it wants to give like a 1.5 foot. It's being very generous with the snow. I think it's being too generous. Leanne Minks. I appreciate that. would you be surprised if Long Island got more than 5 inches? I think I would. I think Long Island could see over 4. 5 might be pushing it though. I think 4 would be like a super overperformance if someone saw that in Long Island. I still think 2 to 3 is going to end up happening. The other one I always check his forecast has monetized to the point. Unless you subscribe to him, you can't even see tornado coverage. That's so messed up. You have to pay to see tornado coverage? That's crazy. When I live stream a severe weather event, I don't want there to be any sort of issue with someone seeing my stream. It's like, at least the people who, the team I'm on and the people who I'm associated with, the excitement comes from having the opportunity to like make a difference and help people. Why would you pay gate severe weather coverage? That's crazy. That's not why. You shouldn't be involved in weather if you're wanting people to pay. You should, like, having the opportunity to help people and save lives is just really cool. I don't understand what Ann would pay. That's crazy. And then cried on Facebook when people didn't sub to him. That's crazy. That's crazy. No, that's wild. No one should ever require people or put any sort of make it difficult for you to be able to see severe weather coverage. It should always be free. Would you be surprised if Cleveland, Ohio got a lot of ice on Wednesday night? Wednesday night. Yeah, I guess you guys are going to be right on the south end of that storm that's putting snow into Michigan. So, I don't... We're not seeing it. I can already tell you by looking at that, we're not going to see any crazy ice totals on our freezing rain matrix here. 20th of an inch possible. I guess it's possible. Cleveland could see some. I'm not seeing anything catastrophic with ice here. It could be an inconvenient ice, though. If you live in Dixie Alley tomorrow, make sure to have a severe weather action plan in place. Yep. As Mesomat said. 100%. 100%. Let's really quickly take a look back at that. This is our day one. So, these areas, obviously, I mean, I don't want to say, if you're not in this marginal risk, you have nothing to worry about. You can get spin ups outside of the marginal risk. You can get some flooding. Obviously, San Antonio out through Houston. That's a little bit of a worrisome area. This is where things start to get very concerning as we get into the evening time, afternoon, evening time, and then into the morning on Thursday. Obviously, a decent portion of Georgia, especially central to western Georgia, most of Alabama, central to southern Mississippi, and then you've got almost all of Louisiana, but especially through here, through eastern, southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern to central Alabama, guys. This right here, again, this is, you could see some strong tornadoes in here. So you're going to see associated with these storms, you're going to see wind, you're going to see hail, you're going to see flash flooding, localized. So expect that. Like Mesomat said, be weather alert, understand where you are, have a way to get watches and warnings down in this area tomorrow evening through Thursday morning. But especially if you're in this marginal, and especially if you're in this slight risk, which we'll see. We'll see. This could go enhanced. We'll see. There could be some very, very strong tornadoes that touch down here. So you just need to be aware. I mean, you guys have dealt with this enough in this area recently. You just got to be aware of what's going on. It's not impossible to get EF2 pluses with this type of setup, EF3 and over. So. And again, we talked about this earlier, moving into day 5, Saturday. Saturday is an even bigger concern. This is our biggest concern of the week. and you guys are right back in it. Same people who are involved in that in the Wednesday evening and tomorrow evening into Thursday. You guys are in the Saturday thing as well. So get used to it for a little bit here. It's gonna be a rough week ahead for some people down here. Again, I'm also concerned, and I don't think people talk about this enough. Especially when you get this kind of heavy, intense rainfall that we could see through here, 4 to 7 inches localized through these regions, especially mountainous areas. Appalachia really needs to watch out because, you could typically see a lot more flash flooding easier in the mountains as well. So I'm a little bit concerned with that as well. Definitely concerned with tornadoes through this region. Definitely concerned with flash flooding through Appalachia. And then, the rest of these areas here, expect some strong winds, strong thunderstorms. So I think, Mezzo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you'll probably be live streaming this tomorrow, right? If you guys are concerned at all down here, I'm going to be, well, actually, I'll be live streaming this a little bit tomorrow night. I've got 2 jobs. Mezzo, I'd love to do this full time. Eventually I will. Mezzomat does this full time. So, Maxine, I appreciate that. Thank you, Maxine. But Mezzomat, MESO-MATT, I'm part of his team, and he is very good with severe weather, and he should be covering this live tomorrow. And I'm sure he'll be covering the Saturday one live too. He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to look at a radar, and detect, where the hail is, if a tornado's touched down, how wide, a pretty good guesstimate on how wide or how strong the tornado is based on the radar and all that kind of stuff. So he's someone who's pretty good to watch live when some of these events are going on. So I'm sure he'll be covering this and the Saturday system. So I'll be covering this tomorrow as well, the severe outbreak, but I can't as long. I gotta probably go into the office tomorrow and do some stuff. So, but take this seriously down here, guys. This isn't just your scattered thunderstorm type of day tomorrow. We could see some very severe weather and tomorrow and Saturday. Saturday, potentially a tornado outbreak. So is North Jersey out of the picture for a foot-plus snowstorm? No, it's not out of the picture. We're like I've said, your biggest nor'easters are typically mid-February to mid-February to mid-March when you look at historically the biggest nor'easters that have hit the mid-Atlantic. So, no, you're fine. You still got plenty of chances up there in northern Jersey based on, historical trends. So first winter out in Waterford, Michigan. Are we really looking at 14-plus inches over the next 5 days? Waterford, Michigan. I think the heaviest snow is going to be up to your north and west. I don't think 14 inches. Is that what your app is saying? Because I don't think I have a model that's saying that, or at least a good model that's saying that. Let's take a look at our euro. So 18.0 euro. I guess the 18.0 euro is putting a good amount of snow into there. I guess it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. First storm's probably going to be a little lackluster for you, 5 to 7, 4 to 7. But yeah, there's a couple kind of clipper systems moving through after, so it's possible. GFS, I think, wants even more in that area. What do you think the snow day potential is for Madison, Wisconsin tomorrow? I mean, look at it. 5 to 7, not out of the question. GFS actually, I think, moves it south. Does it move it south? GFS actually has a bigger snowstorm with the second one. That's what's going on there. So GFS is more in the 4 to 6 range. What am I hearing? Oh, I thought it was a plane. It's a garbage can outside. The NAM did really well in this last storm. So they're all agreeing between 4 to 6, 5 to 7 for Madison. Some pretty good model consensus there. The apps all say this is just rain for Pittsburgh. Is there supposed to be snow? This one? No, this is going to be a rain. This is going to be a rain event for Pittsburgh, yeah. Yeah, Chicago, the models have pretty good consensus on Chicago as well. Chicago, most of them are thinking 6 to 9 inches. I think it may be a little bit less. I think you may I think it might be less. I think you're going to end up with like 5 to 8 in Chicago. What's our Euro think? 6 inches. So the Euro and NAM agree. They agreed on this last storm, this mid-Atlantic storm, and it's turning out pretty good. So maybe that 5 to 7 is a pretty good guesstimate for Chicago. There could be some lake-enhanced snow, so we'll have to see about that. Portland, Oregon, yeah, sure. Let's get into our. Let's go to our Euro because you guys got something coming up on Thursday. You know, this is and Portland should be one of these numbers right here. So this is suggesting some low elevation snow potential into Portland. The models have been suggesting this for a little bit. If we actually look at our radar here, let's just quickly go out to the northwest. What is this thing saying up here? Tri-beta? What is this? This is new. Sorry, it's something on my screen you guys can't see. You see it's like tri-beta. What the heck is that? All right. I was going to say, am I logged in? I am logged in. Okay. Yeah, we got a pocket of cold air out ahead of this moisture that's moving into Portland. So this is into Thursday morning. And you've got cold enough air out ahead here to get snow into Portland. Some mixing right along the coast, but this looks like it wants to be all snow ahead. Let me see here. Let's go to our NAM 12K. Our NAM 12K agrees that that's going to be snow into Portland. Couple inches, potentially into Seattle as well. Could you show the other totals again for Southeast Michigan for day 5? Yeah, sure. Let's just go straight into the state. Yeah, so this is the latest Euro. So this is confidence is pretty high with these totals right here. Confidence is pretty high with these totals because I mean we're talking like 48-hour time frame here. Pretty good with these as well though. I mean we're talking 3 to 4 days. Well, there's a little disagreement on what the snow does here though. The GFS. I mean, this would just be crazy, but this isn't impossible. This is a very real possibility. The GFS has a little different of a look. Our pattern suggests that this is possible, though. It's a very pink state. Are twisters more common today or no? Evening time tomorrow. We got a chance. Southeast is we're worried about tornadoes down there in the southeast, Louisiana through Mississippi and Alabama, especially. Central Ohio getting a snowstorm this weekend. We can push down to Ohio. So if you want to look at what we could potentially see through the weekend in Ohio, that's the Euro. Again, you know, we're pushing out 6-7 days. The end of this model, we could see the snow adjust it. If you want to look at what the more, you know, the shorter time frame that we're more sure of out here, the Euro's a good model. Sometimes it'll get this right out 5 days, but you got to be a little bit cautious there. I don't, Kyle. I don't. How much snow is Toledo, Ohio getting tomorrow? You guys might not get any. Euro doesn't think you're getting any. I think the NAM may see you getting some. Let's see what the NAM thinks. No, NAM doesn't really have you get much. It's going to be close, though. I mean, look at the snow line here. Well, yeah, I mean, it's close. It wants to split Toledo in half, put 3 inches on one side and 0 on the other. So does the euro. What the heck? Waukesha, Wisconsin. How about I just show you the whole state of Wisconsin because I don't know where that is. So I'm gonna use the euro. The euro overall did the best with our last system. It typically does the best overall. So, this is what our euro thinks through 5 days, or through the weekend. Sorry, through the weekend. 10 to 12 down here, and more like 5 to 7 up here. Now, I would pull back on these numbers a little bit. I think these are a little crazy. Not impossible. This is where the confidence is, though. This is shorter. This is much more likely where you see this 2 to 4 up here, because this is in the short range. This is in the next 48 hours. And then you see the 4 to 7 down here. What's happening with Massachusetts on Thursday? Please tell me. People keep talking about Massachusetts on Thursday. Is something big supposed to happen up there? Do your guys' weather apps say something big's happening there? I'm confused. I'm like, I don't see anything for Massachusetts on Thursday. What are your guys' weather apps saying? I gotta see this. Oh, they're saying you're gonna get snow. I just don't see snow happening on Thursday for Massachusetts. Yeah, I don't see it happening. We could, if you want to look at how we're actually looking at that system moving up the coast. Let's go into the CONUS. Is this gonna let me see far enough? Look at this warm shield you have. You've got, this is kind of a ridge here that's pushing up into New England. Oops, let me get over here so you guys can see this a little better. I don't. It's going to be tough to get snow with that. I guess the NAM wants to give you a tiny bit. Let's see what the NAM wants to give you. An inch. Ooh, Euro 00Z is coming out. Big news. Breaking news. Breaking news. We'll see what happens on Saturday night, Sunday, though. Mass could get some snow there. Would you mind talking about the different models and why they're different? Yeah, they're all taking in the same data. They're just applying it to different algorithms. So you have short range models that their specialty is looking at the short range, and so you can see when we pull up models like this up at the top here, you'll see one that says NAM 3 kilometer. So it's giving you a scan for every 3 kilometers. Whereas some of these, this is our NAM 12 kilometer here. It doesn't say 12K. Oh, actually, it kind of does, but you can't see it in the screen. Some of these are 12 kilometers. Some of these are 3 kilometers. Some of these are more than that. The HRRR, I believe, is a 3 kilometer. And so if you were to look at the HRRR up close, it gets super detailed. Because it stands for high resolution rapid refresh model, so you can really try it. There's a lot more work that just goes into the short term of trying to see. You can see look like the little edges on this, and then really seeing exactly where the snow is going to fall and outlining it. Look at how that looks compared to a global model, which is really built to see a farther range, but it's not going to be able to nail down totals in a smaller and a more localized area. If you were to compare this to like the global model, or to the American model, which is a global, you see it's just a big bulky clump of snow. It's not a 3 kilometer model. It's much. It's not showing you what the result is every 3 kilometers. It's showing you what the result is, whatever it is, every 24 kilometers. So that's the difference. You know, again, you compare that to like something like this that's going to give you super, like, almost looks like high definition quality of where the snow's falling. So these are supposed to be better. These are supposed to be better in the short range, and this model actually did really good. The NAM 3K did really good with this snowstorm. And your European and global and GFS let you see how farther. I actually want to say this really quickly because this has been annoying me, and I have to tell someone, so I'll tell chat. I went online. Someone said something to me and was like, "Yeah, the Euro's better at hurricane season," and I was like, "No, it's not." And then I went online, and Google was like, "Yeah, the Euro's better." You know, everything goes like, "The Euro's better hurricane season." And I was like, "What?" And I'm reading through all these articles, and then I realized all the articles were published in like from 2017 to 2019. The American model, I think, underwent 3 or 4 years ago a pretty major change that really helped it, especially with its intensification. Outlook on storms. So when it comes to like a Euro predicting a hurricane's intent, like how intense it's going to be, Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, the GFS, it just does better. And all these stories were also like, all these articles were also like, well, the Euro does way better than the GFS within 72 hours. Yeah, okay, well, within 72 hours of a hurricane making landfall, every single model knows what's going to happen. Like, the GFS is really good at is intensity, which is really hard to forecast. The HAFS model is one of the only ones that does it better than the GFS, which is Hurricane and Forecasting Systems model. And then, the GFS can see a hurricane from 2 weeks out forming, a low pressure system forming from 2 weeks out. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. Anyways, but yeah, typically the European model does way better with snow in mid-latitude, cold air troughing, and the GFS does better down in the subtropics with that kind of stuff. Ice totals in central Oklahoma tonight. Let's go down there. Let's go to our frame. Actually, we should probably look at the NAM for this. Nothing major down here. Maybe up to a 1/20 of an inch, which is annoying ice. It's not going to be catastrophic. Let's take a look at what our NAM 3 kilometers showing us. Yeah, even less. It's going to be some annoying ice, I think, in central Oklahoma, but it's not supposed to be anything that's going to tear down a ton of trees or take out the power, hopefully. Knock on wood. Ice is really hard to forecast, but that's not what we're seeing. Look at the HRRR. Not seeing much either. Eastern North Carolina predictions next weekend. If you think I can predict what's going to happen in Eastern North Carolina, God, next weekend, that's pretty far out. So 10, 11 days. Yeah, I can't tell you what's going to happen. I do know, and like I talked about, specifically for that time frame, that's when we're talking about this time frame. 19th right here through the 20th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday time frame. Obviously models do want to put snow into North Carolina. GFS, Canadian, the Icon, they all want to do it. So there's a strong signal that we're going to have a very extremely amplified trough down here and some moisture available from the Gulf. So it's definitely a time frame we have to watch, but it's not in forecasting range yet. But we expect a big return of cold air down into the Carolinas around that time frame. So we'll see if we can get more snow down there. What's Indianapolis looking like for ice or snow over the weekend? Let's take a look. Chicago snow? Yeah, we're thinking 5 to 7 probably. Okay, Indianapolis. So Indiana. Let's go over to Ohio Valley. Sometimes I like looking at this. Total precipitation by type. This is a pretty interesting map. It kind of shows you everything that's going on. Snowfall, rain-wise, sleet-wise, ice-wise. If we were to go specifically into snow, let's go into Indiana real quick. State, Indiana, and we'll just go winter Kuchera. So Indianapolis isn't really supposed to see Sunday snow. Maybe. Let's take a look at our Euro here. Our latest GFS is loading, guys. So I do want to show you guys. the latest GFS in a second. What is this crap up here? Get this off my screen. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. So here we go. Here we go into Saturday, Sunday. This is a mess. Saturday evening into Sunday morning. For Indiana and Ohio. So I don't know where you think you're going during this time frame, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough weather to travel in. So I would say, if you're going to Ohio, did you say? So out east, yeah, I would leave Saturday morning probably. Although I don't know, it's pretty bad then as well. I mean, Saturday morning, it's Saturday like through Monday. It's just terrible. Through the Ohio Valley there. You're either dealing with severe weather, ice, or snow. Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati, anything for us soon? You guys just got a little bit, didn't you? A little tiny bit. This isn't going to be severe weather on Thursday for you guys, Wednesday into Thursday, but a little bit of rainfall. Moving forward from that, this could be slightly severe for you guys here. Not expect it to be snow. You could get snow on the back end of this squall line here, of this trough. So you could end up with a little bit of severe weather right here. And then there's still the possibility that there's some back end snow for you guys here, but this would only be an inch or two if it were to happen. And then we'll see. If this snow doesn't come down as far south as a lot of these models think it's going to end up going, and it pushes a little farther north, that's another shot for snow, or another chance for snow for you guys. So, and then here's another one right behind it. Too far out, La La Land, don't want to talk about it. But, Northern Kentucky and Cincinnati are looking at ice, severe weather, and snow potentials from like 3 different storms moving forward here. Melissa Christie, Rhonda, I appreciate it. We're watching the potential for a big cool down into Florida. A decent cool down in Florida, 19th to the 21st, and then we'll see. This may be a major cool down right here. It's a little far out though, 24th through the 27th. That could be some major cool down for Florida. You could see some severe weather from this squall line moving through Florida on Saturday into Sunday. So we need to watch out for that. There's going to be some bad weather down there in Florida those days. Central to northern Florida especially. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens during this time frame as well, 19th to the 21st. If you're getting snow down here in the south, which some models think you will, this could end up being severe right down here in Florida. New GFS pushes everything north. What with this new snowstorm? Oh, it looks pretty similar to me. Let's see. Really? It almost looks farther south to me. Maybe not. Maybe it isn't farther north. It's too hard for me to tell right now. We can take a quick look here. Let's see here. That's some of the new snow projections from the GFS. Really pulling snow totals back from Chicago. Actually wanted to put some into St. Louis. So let's compare. Pivotal. Let's go. We've got, okay. So this is our old GFS. Then we can take a look at our new one. Let's go into winter Kuchera. It does does shift a tad north. Out of Oklahoma. A little bit more snow up into northern Wisconsin. I guess a little bit shift north. Tiny bit. Next 7 days of snow for Green Bay, Wisconsin. Let's see here. Let's go into Wisconsin. Listen, at the end of this run, I would take. I would, I don't know. The end of this run's getting a little crazy with snow, but, the Euro's thinking a foot. GFS same time frame is thinking about a foot. What's our Canadian think? Although I don't really trust our Canadian too much, but about a foot. So, not impossible. Not bad model consensus there. Brittany, I appreciate you. Thank you, Brittany. How much snow in Toronto? That's a good question. Toronto's going to see some good snow from this. Latest GFS thinks a foot. Euro thinks a foot is possible too. I would say probably 8 to 10 inches is more likely. Not even an inch in northern New Jersey, like above Trenton. But I have a 2-hour delayed opening for school, so I'm happy. Yeah, you're kind of right above where the snow line is. You're kind of right above where the snow line's falling. If we go back down to Mid-Atlantic, name 3K. You can look at this snow line. So people just north of Trenton, you're on the struggle bus there. That's really the cutoff. It is. Yeah. St. Louis, the latest GFS still thinks still gives you a little bit of a chance for some snow there. This is the new GFS that's loading. This is the 00Z. This is the breaking news model, as I like to call it, guys. The breaking news model. Still thinks 2.5. 2 to 3 is possible. Most models, though, put a dusting to an inch through St. Louis with the storm. I think you're going to underperform. I think you're going to get mixing. I think St. Louis may not even see over an inch. I hope I'm wrong for you guys who want to see snow. Okay? Sometimes I'm wrong. And this is one of the cases. If you want to see snow, I hope I'm wrong. I think you're going to see maybe an inch if you get lucky. Delaware is 8 right now. Yep. Not surprised at all. Are you in central Delaware? That's where I'm guessing you are. And you're not too far north, not too far south. Yeah, there are portions of Virginia and Delaware we thought could push 11 inches. So many people in Delaware, Maryland, in the beginning of the season who were complaining. Like, it was like December 22nd, and they were like, we haven't seen snow. We haven't seen snow in 5 years. We're never going to see snow again. And I'm like, you guys are going to break your snow drought eventually. Like, everyone goes in a snow drought, and now you guys are getting spoiled. Not really spoiled. You're kind of back to your averages. You're going to be above your averages. Summer, I appreciate you. Thank you. Western Maryland, Thursday. App says 16 to 20. Are you joking? Your app says 16 to 20? Okay. Charlotte, snowing right now. Weather app says what? No, snowing in Charlotte. Um, Western Maryland. Even the GFS, which does crazy things, thinks that's not possible. The end. I mean, look at the end of the GFS run though. Look at the end of the GFS run though. Putting 2 feet of snow into southern Delaware and Maryland. Yeah, okay. No, I don't think Western Maryland's going to see 22 feet of snow, but you know, I've seen crazier things happen. We have a very, very active snow pattern for the Mid-Atlantic, so, and for the East. Detroit says 10,000 inches tomorrow. That isn't possible. Flagstaff, Arizona, Thursday and Friday snow totals. Okay, let's go to Arizona. I always have an issue of where Flagstaff is. Flagstaff, I always have an issue with which number on this on this map it is. This looks to me to be the closest. Right here. So, I mean, Thursday, you know, this is really more of a, yeah, it's a Thursday and Friday snow. You know, high elevations here. Our European model is thinking big snows. Up to 15 inches. Again, is that not where Flagstaff is, guys? It's impossible to see on this map. So here, what we can see it better on is here. So let's just do this. You know what? Let's just do this to see Flagstaff. Let's just simplify this. Let's just simplify this. All right, let's go to... We'll just look at our GFS here. We'll do the GFS because it's not going to let me look at the Euro snow here. Let's go to snowfall totals. See, now I can actually see Flagstaff. Oh, you guys... Okay, if you guys are on YouTube, you can see it on the left side. Well, this isn't fully loaded yet, so let's go back out to our 18Z. How's our 18Z only 18% loaded? What is going on with this system? Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, the GFS and Euro think is, guys. Is Flagstaff literally on top of a mountain? It has to be, because look at around Flagstaff. I didn't realize that. It literally has to be at the peak of a mountain. Why did I never realize that? Oh, is it at like a plateau? It's kind of badass. Oh, wow. Pretty, yeah, plateau. Oh, that's pretty as hell. Damn, I never realized that. I never realized how pretty that was. I need to go visit Flagstaff. I had a friend who lived in Flagstaff and was always like, when I lived out in LA, he was like, "You want to come visit?" And I was like, "No, it's in Arizona." Wow, I've been so ignorant to Flagstaff. What is my problem, guys? I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I mean, you guys look like you're gonna get a foot of snow. According to everything, it's a volcano. I'm sure it's not an active one. That's badass. How much more snow Delaware's supposed to get? How much more do you guys want? You guys are getting a ton right now. You know what I mean? Let me just go back to our radar here. Do we have any severe weather going on? Let me just double check, guys. Really quickly. Really quick. Let me just check severe weather. Okay, I would have it up if we did. Okay. Make sure my watches and warnings are on. All right, let's get back to All right, back in business. This thing needs to stop popping up. I'm so sick and tired of it. Try beta. Let's get back to it, gang. Someone asked a question, and I just said I was gonna answer. What's so bad about the 6 and the 18Z? It's not fresh data. It's just adjusted for time. The 00Z and 12Z model runs come from weather balloons, weather balloon data that are, thousands of weather balloons that are let go into the air and move up into different layers of the atmosphere all across the country, thousands of them from different airports and weather stations. And that's fresh data. The 06Z and 18Z just take that data from 6 hours ago and adjust it to time, so it's not going to be as accurate. I was just answering someone. Oh, Delaware. It was Delaware. You guys could get another couple inches. Still got snow over you, so. Yeah, you guys could still get another couple inches here before it's all said and done. I'm really interested to see what it looks like outside my window right now. Chicago Burbs, it's really looking like a 5 to 7 into Chicago. But again, right after that snow moves out, there's another system that wants to move into Chicago. I mean, I've showed you guys this. Like, it looks crazy for portions of the Midwest here. I don't think people are talking about this enough. I mean, this is potentially our 5-day totals for around Chicago, a foot for everyone. Any snow in Texas? Not anytime soon. Although, and it's interesting, we're gonna see how the GFS is loading, but this is interesting. Okay, so the GFS still has. This may end up being a bigger snow day for the Mid-Atlantic than originally thought. This storm out here was not supposed to. The storm out here is continuing to ride to the south. This is going to be an interesting day. Big ice. Oh my gosh. Potential big ice through Virginia. So you've got this storm, and then you've got another big snow right here, and then you've got potentially another one right here. So someone in here is going to get 3 straight snowfalls in a row. 3 straight significant, potentially moderate snowfalls from different storms in a period of like 3 to 4 days. And that's why you're seeing some crazy totals out there. If we look at our latest GFS here, I mean, just out this far, I mean, we're just seeing monstrous totals. I mean, we're not even 100 hours out, and these are the snow totals from the GFS for this area. Big snow. I mean, a lot of this is a foot or more. So, and then let me go to the 24-hour. I mean, this latest GFS is also putting this would also be Saturday snow in the Mid-Atlantic and New England here, as far south as Philly, potentially as far south as DC, Baltimore. We'll see, but I don't know if it's going to go that far south. So that shifted a little far south. We'll have to see if that stays adjusted like that with it when the Euro comes out. But we're seeing some new things here. We are watching the potential for some snow back down into Texas around the 18th through the 21st. We see some snow that might dig back down into the south. Potential for a southern snowstorm. Need a little bit more time to look at it, but models agree of a very significant trough, a pretty amplified trough digging back down into the south with some moisture availability around that time frame. I tried to tell you guys, winter's not ending early this year. Winter's not ending early this year. We've got I wonder what the GFS thinks about our stratospheric polar vortex. GFS has it splitting literally in 9 hours. GFS thinks our stratospheric polar vortex has a split at the 50 millibar level in 9 hours. So you can kind of see these are like daughter vortices right now, is what they call them. they're kind of already split. They're kind of already separated here. So, and you can see when they at the end of this, this is only 100 hours out. They're coming back together. It's just staying cold out east. This stratospheric event is polar vortex breakdown event is hanging over the central to eastern U.S. and then we have blocking out here to the east. It's such a wintry pattern for the east coast of the U.S. It's crazy. Yeah, Toronto looks like it could get a foot. It could get a foot from this system moving through. And we'll see. It could get even more from this. I mean, Toronto could see over a foot and a half of snow over the next 4 days. Latest snowfall for Omaha, Nebraska. Let's see. Latest snowfall for Omaha, Nebraska. I guess, since we have the GFS up, let's see what the GFS's latest guesstimate is. 7 inches. 7, 8 inches, GFS latest. I think the euro is a little bit. I feel like the euro is a little bit below that, but I could be wrong. It's about the same. 7, 8 inches. I do want to see this though, just because this model's been kicking butt. About 7 inches. So good model consensus on Omaha, Nebraska for that. Pam should be happy. Let's see here. My dear Watson, KG, and Candace Lowry. I appreciate you guys. I could show. What do you want to know about Texas? Someone says show Texas. We don't have any snow moving into Texas, at least in the near future. Although we could see with this pattern some snow moving to Texas, a little bit farther out. Let's get into the GFS. This might be actually loading a little bit ahead of what I have on Pivotal Weather. These are some of your latest GFS totals. The Omnitone will protect Omaha. Yeah, severe weather tomorrow. Yeah, we've talked about it a decent amount. These are the areas we're really concerned with. Right here. Especially that slight risk in the yellow zone there. Could be upgraded to an enhanced shortly. We'll see. May not be, but it could be. It's concerning. EF2 plus long track tornadoes are possible through here. Portions of southeastern Louisiana, central to southern Mississippi, central to southern Alabama. Flash flooding through Appalachia is possible. Strong hail, strong winds. Anywhere out here needs to worry about flash flooding as well. Now, the Saturday event I think is going to be the worst. And unfortunately, the Saturday event includes many of these same areas. We could see what we call an actual tornado outbreak here. Reed Timmer's been all over this thing. A lot of different weather services are getting a little bit nervous about the look on this on Saturday. So, that's a little spooky. One second, guys. Oh, wait. Oops. 1 second, guys. I live in Florida. Will this affect me? No. Yeah, you're going to have the squall line moving down here. Your instability isn't going to be as bad down in Florida. You're going to get some bad thunder. I mean, you can get some pretty strong thunderstorms from this Saturday into Sunday. Not expected to be severe. I am a little bit worried in the longer term for you guys down there. Here's after Saturday moves through. On the back end of this, let me see if the GFS is still showing it. Let's go to the 00Z since this is still loading in. There's that. On the back end of this, okay, so we'll go back to the Euro 12Z. We could see a severe look in Florida from this. around the 19th to the 21st. So we'll watch. And this is the time frame that wants to bring potential snow back down into the south. Give me 1 second, guys. One second. I hate that it doesn't let people turn my video sideways. This is the worst. Actually, the worst. And why is... Yeah, it's so messed up. 1 second, I'm responding to my friend. Okay. Start chat. Anything for upstate New York? Plenty things for upstate New York here. This is your first snow. Moving into tomorrow. Not going to be major. This could be a pretty decent snowfall day for you guys, though. I want to say I want to say this is going to say 4 to 6 inches or something like that, but we can take a look at it. This is the latest GFS, putting some decent snowfall. Again, it's the Mid-Atlantic, New England. It could be a big ice day through upstate New York there, though. This is going to be snow into Appalachia as well, which is nice for people who want to do some skiing. Let me get this loaded in. Out to 132. Let's see here. We'll look at the latest snow total numbers. 24-hour Kuchera for upstate New York. Yeah, so I mean, this is 5 to 8 inches potentially through here on Saturday. That could be a decent snow system for upstate. Very good snow system for Buffalo as well. I think you guys could get over a foot from that. How is it snowing in Charlotte? Someone else said that. It's it's let me look at the temps right now real quick. 1 second. Hold up. Let me see something real quick. People are saying in my chat that it's snowing in Charlotte right now. And I just don't see how that's possible based on the radar. I mean, I've seen weirder things happen, but... What's the temperature? 34? Yeah, I mean, it can snow at 34 degrees. It can snow at 42 degrees. Yeah, but is it snowing? It can snow at 42 degrees. It doesn't need to be 32 degrees to snow. Let me see here. SPF mesoscale analysis. Let me go. Hold up, chat. Can this put... God, didn't this put me in the right place? All right, let's go to observation surface. Okay, I mean, it's 33 to 36 degrees around that. It could snow in that if you have cold enough temperatures in the mid layers. I don't know how you would have cold enough temperatures in the mid layers right now. You have a ridge under you. Long Island, are we getting any good amount of snow? Tired of only an inch. It should be snowing right now in Long Island, Joe. You guys could get 2 to 4 depending on where you are. You guys are overperforming right now. Yeah, you're getting rain. Okay, that's what I thought. It's rain. It's freezing rain on my. EJ, you guys were never supposed to get snow. I've had multiple people in my chat tell me it's snowing in Charlotte, and I'm like, what? Maybe, I guess. I guess, but it doesn't even look like it's snowing in the mountains of North Carolina. So I don't know why it would be snowing down in Charlotte. All right, I'll talk to you a little later, peace. I don't know, man. Someone's gonna need a. I'm gonna need to see video proof of that because my brother's in Charlotte. He's actually near Mooresville, which would be even higher elevation, farther up north. Okay, a couple people have asked about Wisconsin. We've shown Wisconsin a lot, but we can go back up there. Give me a second, guys. And what are we out towards? 147. Okay, we need to wait a little bit longer there. Yeah, here's our latest updated snow totals. I mean, we can take our GFS if you want. I still think our Euro 18Z would be better than our GFS, but we'll go to Great Lake region. So we'll just push out. We'll push out. This is the latest 6-day forecast for the Great Lake region from the latest GFS. Big snowfall for all you guys. Can you get me more snow in DC? You guys have already hit your average for the year. I think you guys already have more than your average for the year. So, but you guys probably will get more snow. There's actually more snow in DC's forecast moving forward. Vanessa, having fun. Gary, Candy, KG. What was it? I think I already said this, but yeah, my dear Watson. I appreciate you guys. How's Des Moines, Iowa looking? I'm trying to, trying to think about what's the best region here for Central. I think it was, yeah. I can just go. I mean, I can just go Ohio Valley for that. Right now, if we're actually talking about what the latest GFS thinks about 5 days out, not a bad look for you guys. 6 to 9 inches or more. You guys actually might be on the high end of that. What is your Fav? What's going on? What's your guess? London, Ontario, next 48 hours. Oh no, I gotta go into Canada. Well, I guess it's going to be America soon, so I'm just messing with you. He's got jokes. Yeah, I can't. I don't even want Canada, okay? Because it's already hard enough covering 50 states. I can't be doing Canada's forecast too. No. Next 48 hours. Next 48 hours up there. I don't think will our NAM even look up there because it's yeah, it will. Next 48 hours. This is a conservative total here. 5 to 8. If we were to look at our Euro, it's probably going to show a little bit more. 5 to 8. If we were to look at our GFS, it's thinking more of like a. I would say 5 to 8 is probably safe for you. There's gonna be a little bit of mixing in your area is the problem, so it's gonna take those totals down a tiny bit. Caleb, I appreciate you. What's going on, Yali? Jumping in at the end of the stream. Let me see here. What about St. Louis, Missouri? Yeah, what is the latest GFS still thinks 2.5 into St. Louis? I think it's not accounting for how much mixing there could be. 1 to 3 is my best guess for St. Louis. I think you guys may end up really on the low end because of being on the southern end of these systems. You just get so much mixing. Carlos C. and Yali, I appreciate you guys. You never reply, but let's try. Well, you should have used that for the chance for me to reply. It's funny because you say I never reply, yet I've answered like 1,000 questions on this stream. I just can't answer everyone's because there's too many people asking questions. Dogs and Yali, I appreciate you. Appreciate you, dogs. Carlos, Yali, dogs, and Yali. Yeah, Omaha's getting stuff. Yeah, Omaha's looking good here. Omaha's looking like it's in that 6 to 8 range on most of these models. Yeah, chat's fast as heck. That's right, Betty Boo. It's actually slower right now. I mean, I've had chats with like 2,000 people in it. Those things are give me a headache. I have to keep pausing the chat. Favin, dogs. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Upper Indiana. This is the latest GFS. 5 days. It thinks over a foot. Our euro is not as generous, and I think our euro is being more conservative is smart. So our euro is I think our euro is accounting for more of this mixing, especially with the Kuchera. So I think 5 to 8 if you're really far northern is probably more likely. Honestly, I want to say 4 to 7, but 4 to 7. I'll just say it. Yeah, well, Carlos, luckily I am in a burb 20 miles, more than 20 miles north of the city. So, yeah, that celebration looked insane, and I'm glad I wasn't a part of it. I'm so glad. They literally destroy the city whether they win or lose. This is Weather Bell. Pivotal weather's free though. It doesn't have everything when you go on it free, but it has most. You're able to look at a lot of this stuff. It doesn't let you look at the Kuchera model, which is annoying. Kuchera model is really good with snow. Let's see how. Come on, GFS, load in a little quicker for me. Look at that. Okay, so the GFS still sees this southern snow event 19th through the 20th with the latest update. This is getting pretty far south here, mixing almost down into northern Louisiana. This is going to be... Okay, I'll get off as soon as this southern event finishes loading, because I do got to go to bed. So I'll probably be on here like another at least 10 minutes. Appreciate the follows and the subs, guys. Thank you. Long Island looks like you guys are going to end up with. Let's see how much more the National Weather Service thinks. Yeah, I mean, are they giving us actual? Yeah, 3 inches. 2 to 4. 2 to 3 is probably most likely Long Island. You guys are overperforming with this though. There's some chances for some more snow out in Long Island after this. Wow, this trough is digging. Wow, this trough is digging even farther down than it was before. Look at this thing. I have to look at a couple different images of this, guys. This is some breaking news right here. This is going to be a major event between the 19th. The National Weather Service already put out a kind of flag the warning on this time period and put that anyone in here could see heavy snow, and it included a lot of portions of the Mid-Atlantic and some portions of the South as well. I got to look at what this is doing. It doesn't even look that impressive on here. This isn't making much sense. It's like a zonal flow pattern on here. I guess we have this polar jet. We have this dipping in like this. This is going to build as it curves. This is going to tilt and it's going to strengthen. Yeah, I know everyone's wondering what's going on moving forward with Snowfall. Let's just go out. Let's go to the latest. American. That's been loaded. This is the latest American model 00Z. So this is fresh data. This is what it's thinking just out a week ahead. Now I think we're gonna see something a little bit farther southern, just based on what our models are showing. But there's a lot of snowfall in the forecast for a lot of people right now. What's going on, Tracy? You probably got some good snow. I guess it depends where you are in Virginia. Apparently, it's going to snow next week in northern Mississippi. Do you think so? Did someone tell you that? There's a chance, but we're just not close enough. There's no model that can tell us if it's true or not. That's what we're looking at right now in the latest GFS. The GFS, Icon, Canadian, and Euro do see a signal for snow down in the south, so it is possible. But it's not for sure yet. So this is the latest signal. This is very interesting. Freezing. This is kind of your freezing line here. You see some snow developing along this line. That's pretty far south. This is the latest GFS. And I wouldn't be taking this that seriously, but at 180 hours out, but we do have the same exact signal on the Icon, Canadian, and Euro. They all see it at the same time. Our teleconnections all agree with it too. So, yeah. This could be snow for Charlotte. We'll see. Please don't ice for Texarkana. Yelly. Whew. You know that's what it's going to end up being. Let's be real here. You got to worry about some spin-ups here in the next couple days, too. What more possible? Snow in Memphis. You're the only person in Memphis, Tennessee that's sad that there's going to be snow, that there could be snow. Everyone's always begging for it in Eastern Tennessee in chat. Yeah, I mean, there's some possibilities for some Pittsburgh snow. We'll see here. This could end up being, something like 3 to 5 inches here on. We'll have to see what the Euro thinks about this, but on Saturday, those snow totals could increase. I want to wait to see what the Euro says on that though. GFS has that storm a little bit farther to the south. This would be Dallas snow right here. Oh, here we go again. I can already tell the way this is digging in. This wants to bring snow up like this. Oh gosh. We'll see though. This is far out. We're gonna see things change, so we'll see. Julie. Yeah, Yali. Yeah, she's like 29 weeks pregnant now, something like that. She's just ready to be unpregnant. But another couple months, about a month and a half probably, because our babies come early. Will Massachusetts get any more snow? Yes. Probably before this, probably this weekend. Why does Google Earth not show all of the Earth like Antarctica if the Earth isn't flat? Wait, what? Why does Google Earth not show all of the Earth like Antarctica if the Earth... Well, I mean, most maps do show all of the Earth. There's Antarctica. I mean, then there's the Arctic. there's Antarctica. I don't know what maps you're looking at. All my maps show both. Here's the globe. You guys want to know something funny? And I love when flat earthers bring this up or try to explain it. Weather is impossible on a flat Earth. Weather is impossible. We would have no weather if the Earth was flat. The rotation of the globe is what causes the Coriolis effect and what causes our jet stream and what pulls cold and warm air masses into each other. The flat Earth model says that we're just moving up. I think it's at 9 meters per second, which is, we don't have gravity. We're just on a flat surface that's moving up at 9 meters per second or something like that. And that's holding us down. How are weather systems moving north or east to west or west to east or northeast to southwest? in that case. They'd be stagnant. There would be no jet streams. There would be no vorticity. Nothing would be spinning. The Earth is a globe. And at the top of the globe, I want to science you guys real quick. At the top of the globe, I want you to think about something. Someone's standing right here. Someone's standing right here. Can you guys see? I'll point with an arrow. See that? Someone's standing right here. In 24 hours, is gonna go on full rotation and get back here. That's gonna be one day for them, right? Just hang in with me here. Someone down here is going to go all the way around the fattest part of the globe and get back here. And hold on, guys. In the same amount of time this person up here went from here to here. What does that tell you? The Earth is moving much faster near the equator than it's moving at the Arctic. Because we're on a globe, and the speed of winds down here, this is what happens. The speed of winds down here are going to be much faster. Weather is going to move much faster down here. So when systems weather systems down here, when you watch them on a radar, or you watch hurricanes, they come down here and they begin moving up. And what always happens to them as they move out into the Atlantic, they go like this. They're moving like this fast, and then they go whoop, and they speed off, and from here to here, it takes a day for them to go over Europe, but it takes them a whole day just to move past Florida. Why? Because they're still traveling at the speed of the center of the Earth, and as they get up here, they're actually outpacing the speed of the globe, the spin of the globe. Okay, our globe is what causes the variations in wind speeds, is what causes all our vorticity, is what causes all our warm and cold air boundaries to clash. Without our Earth being a globe, without the Coriolis effect, which you can like literally prove the Coriolis effect with the basketball, weather is impossible. If we were on a flat surface, it would just be sunny all the time, which would be like, I know, it would be great. There would be no wind. There'd be no rain. There would be no clashing of warm, cold air boundaries, meaning lift, meaning convection. There'd be nothing. Okay, you can't explain weather on a flat Earth. I know they do, because they have an explanation for everything. But it's really weird explaining weather on a flat object, because the Coriolis effect, which is caused by a globe, is literally what transfers all of our weather around the Earth, and especially what moves our jet streams and our currents. Anyways. No problem. Oh, PC bully. Sorry, guys. I haven't been on a rant in a while. Trent said, what about yin and yang? Would that not make wind? Well, wind is caused by separate air boundaries moving into each other, which basically is yin and yang. They're opposite air boundaries. So warm, cold, clashing. Warm air is going to rise, cold air is going to dive. And this is going to cause a temperature gradient. This causes instability. But in this instability, you get a pressure gradient, and that pressure gradient is what causes the force of wind. So, yeah. You can also get it from a moist air mass moving into a dry air mass, which is why 80 or 90 or 80% of all tornadoes on planet Earth happen in the United States of America, because we happen to have an extremely warm Gulf, a desert, and then a cold land mass up here. So you have Tornado Alley in here because you have constant clashing air masses that rarely happen anywhere else on planet Earth. Okay, what does jet stream have to do with planes and such? Well, it's pretty simple to explain. So our jet stream in the northern hemisphere, our winds move from west to east. So like this. Jet stream in the south moves the opposite direction. But it's not really the opposite direction. It's if you flip the globe over, it's like from our left to right, and it's from their left to right. It's hard to explain. But our jet stream moves from the west to the east, up here. And when planes are flying, say you're flying from out here in Oregon and you're flying over here to the East Coast. Well, when you're flying with the jet stream, those are tailwinds. So you do not have to use. You can literally use way less gas because you're flying with the winds. So they just assist by it can take an hour longer and you know, $1,000 more of gas to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast because you're flying into the jet stream, into the winds. Whereas if you're flying with the winds in the other direction, it's cheaper and it's much more fast. But yeah, the jet stream goes the opposite way down here. The jet stream goes this way down here. So they'd want to fly from the east to the west to save gas and stuff. Yeah, it either assists or pushes the plane back. Yeah, exactly. It's either winds. Yeah, exactly. So that's like, I used to fly to LA all the time from Florida, and it was like 4 hours out from Florida to LA. And on the way back, it was always like over 5 hours. And those flights can be more expensive too because they have to use more gas. How much snow is expected by tomorrow in Iowa? Oh, let me really quickly. Here we go. The GFS. I'll get into that right now. Look at that. We still have a kind of nor'easter event with this latest GFS. Oh my. Okay, guys, don't get too excited about this. I need confirmation of this. Now, part of me hopes this is right, because if you guys have been talking to me, you know that I've been saying that I do think there's going to be another southern snow event this season. But this looks insane to me, guys. This is breaking news, right? Breaking news. You'll see. Oh, guys, there's going to be so many view vultures tomorrow saying, you're going to get 50 inches of snow in the south when they see this. A foot and a half of snow in Charlotte. I don't know about that. This, yeah, I mean, this isn't impossible. Dallas, no. This is not impossible with the look. I do think that the foot and a half through this region is stupid. I do think that's stupid. But snow back down in the south with this setup, and I've told you guys this before, just finish, I mean, I've said all of our biggest, or something like 8 of our 10 biggest snowstorms out east have come late February into March, including the 93 snowstorm and the 96 snowstorm. I've come late into February and March. We have so much more moisture and energy availability off the Gulf. If you have a big breakdown of the polar jet, which we have, a big breakdown of the stratospheric polar jet, polar vortex, which we have, you end up having cold air displaced late in the season where there's a lot more moisture availability. That's what we've been talking about. So could we see a southern snow? Yes. Will we see a southern snow? I think. Will we see a foot and a half into Charlotte? I don't think so. But we'll see. I think the Euro's going to do something like this. Not like this. I think the Euro's going to be more tamed, but we'll have to see. Here come the videos, guys. Here come the videos. Yeah, the clickbait videos are going to be ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows though? You know, we've seen storms do crazier things in the past, but you know, someone's going to get on and say that this is 100% going to happen for views. That's inevitable. But we need more time. Just understand that this is 200 hours out, and there's no model in the world that knows what's happening, snow and rain wise, or precipitation wise, past 100 hours past here. So what they are good at looking at is cold air troughing at that time frame. So the models do agree that the freezing line will be down here, and that's why I've been saying that I can agree that the opportunity for snow down here will be there between the 19th, 21st, somewhere in that time frame, maybe the 18th to the 22nd. The opportunity I've been saying will be there, but with this, the actual precipitation forecast, you just don't look at this because we don't know about the moisture availability out there yet. These models aren't good enough to see that yet. Give it another 100 years advancements in our models. Arkansas snow next week. Well, I mean, I was just sitting on that map the whole time. I mean, that would put a ton of snow into Arkansas next week, you know, but we need a little bit more time to assess that. Minnesota's going to struggle a little bit. You guys are Minnesota's going into a pretty big freeze again like you had in January, and that can kind of set up a cold core high this latest GFS does put a little bit more snow into a lot of areas in Minnesota. Friday. It suddenly wants to put 6 to 7 inches into the Twin Cities, central to 6 to 8 inches into central to southern Minnesota. So we'll have to watch that. This is the latest Euro. What does our latest NAM-CONUS think about that? I don't think it's going to be far enough out. No. The polar jet split has basically already happened, Mac. But people thought I had so many people being like, it's not going to happen. You're just fear-mongering. I'm like, what do you... Every global and every global's grandma saw it happening. It wasn't a hard prediction. No, let's see. Northern Hemisphere. Here you go. Here's our stratosphere. Here's our stratospheric polar vortex. That's tomorrow. That's the anomaly. Split. Here is what we have going on right now. We have daughter vortices right now. Here's a piece of the polar vortex. Here's a piece of the polar vortex. These are daughter vortices. So now this is going to stretch a little bit farther down to the states moving forward. Look at that big stretch, especially down to the east. This is up in the stratosphere, but this can affect our temperatures down at the surface. You can see we've got Florida down here, Texas. This is what's going on down there. And then the wobble and then move to the south. Again, this is just craziness for what we could see into March. So this blocking over Greenland, this whole forecast with our polar vortex is just insane for winter. We're going to definitely have an extended winter. I got to go to bed, guys. When is Kansas City supposed to get the most snow? Tomorrow. What were we saying? It's looking like 3 to 5. Some models are looking like... let me reconfirm that really quickly here. Ohio Valley. Let's see. We'll look at the latest GFS. Or actually, we'll look at the latest NAM 3K for that. And Kuchera. Yeah, 3 to 5 for Kansas City. There's some banding. You can see there's some banding, so someone might get unlucky in here. 3 to 5, though. I think our Euro's kind of agreeing. And then if we go to our latest GFS, 5 inches. This is the latest 00Z. This thing gonna go out to sea? Shocker? No, yeah, I don't think it's gonna go out to sea. I think it'll actually pull back a little bit farther west, Kyle. Kyle, you're looking at a future radar over 200 hours out and saying, "Dang, it's going out to sea." That future radar is not going to be correct. It's either going to go farther east or farther west. We don't know. Kyle, you've been in enough of my streams to know not to look at a future radar 225 hours out and then call it gospel. I've said it enough. Yeah. No problem, y'all. Yeah, you have a good night too. Yeah, I'm about to get off here. Come to the Plateau in Tennessee, showing 14 inches on the 20th next week. Bring it on. Yeah, again, 9 days out. We'll see. Those totals are going to go up or go down as we move forward in time. Likely down. But you still could get some good snow. I don't expect Long Island to get much snow tomorrow, if any. All right, I got to go to bed, guys. I will be posting another video tomorrow. Obviously, I post every single day. I literally post my TikTok every single day with updates on all these events, snow events, weather events. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow like I do. I stream every single day with all the updates. I appreciate anyone who gifted, subbed, followed, was just in here talking with me. Thank you, guys. Hopefully one day I can do this full time, because if I could put out 4 videos a day and stream multiple times a day. And really, it's tough because when I get done with my job, my 9 to 5, I need to do a little bit of research on what the updates are with the models and stuff too. Make a video, get in here. I wish I had all day to look at it. So one day I will, because the support that I get from you guys. So I appreciate you. But I will be back on here tomorrow. I'll post a video. I'll be back on live. Everyone have a really good night. If I didn't answer your question, I posted a something close to 15-minute video today on my TikTok. If it's small on my TikTok, but you can see it on YouTube. It's obviously on YouTube. You can actually make it much bigger so you can see things better. But I go over all of these storms on there. So I appreciate you guys. Everyone have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.